ladies and gentlemen, I'm Meadsyreplays and welcome back to channel. So, last week you had my favourite tech tree line every day from tier 4 till tier 10. And the reason that was my favourite tech tree line was not so much the tier 10, it was all the tanks in between. The Black Prince, the Carnarvon, the Conqueror. They are all brilliant tanks, and because they are brilliant tanks, it made the grind a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. So, this week, what we have got for you this week is my worst tech tree line to grind. Now, I've told a lot of people this, and when I've told a lot of people, they just thought, really? This was your worst line? Why? And it was a difficult one. I literally changed it up a few times. Originally, I had the Death Star line as my worst because you have to deal with the AT tanks, all the slow, really slow tanks, well armored. The Tor, which is a good tank, but it's not for me. So then I decided, you know what, actually, probably the E3 line is my worst line because you've got tanks like the T28 and the T95. But then again, I thought, but the tanks leading up to that are really good. And in fact, the T95 is not a bad tank if you know how to play it. However, the T28 is a bad tank. I do have to take a time out just to apologise, as I've been doing lately in my videos, for any background noise you may hear. I've been recording quite a lot at home recently, and obviously we are looking after Kieran. Kieran is here while the wife's at work, and he is playing with his toys, as you may hear in the background. Hopefully that toy don't get me copyrighted. It won't, it's just a joke. But he's sitting there happily enjoying it. At least he's not screaming. So that brings me to my worst line, and it is the grill line. Funny enough, it is the grill line, because I love the grill. I absolutely love the grill. I love the waffle. Absolutely love the waffle. But for me, the reason this was the worst line to grind was the tanks leading up to that. Now, there is a couple of good tanks in the middle, but even though they're good tanks, I just could not stand the tanks. And nowadays, this is one of them. It's the Hetzer. The Hetzer nowadays, I think, is absolutely shit. It used to be fun back in the day. It used to be really fun when it had the big derpy, I think it's the 10.5, where it can one shot do 400 plus damage per shot. But since Wargaming removed that, it's just not the same tank. It's a boring tank. It's got no armor. It can't one shot tanks now. And because of that, it just makes the tank ever so boring. And it's difficult to carry games in these, even though you're a tier 4 and you could be up against tier 3s, people that hasn't played like hardly any battles. It's still very difficult to carry the game. Now, I know the 10.5 had a big reload, and I mean it had a massive reload. I can't remember exactly what the reload was. It was kind of like 20 seconds or something like that. But when you dish the damage out that you was doing, I mean, as I've said, you could one-shot tanks, and you could carry. It didn't matter what your reload was, you could carry. And if I had that gun on this battle, I probably, most likely, 98% sure I would have won that game, and I would have carried. So, because of Wargaming got rid of the 10.5cm gun, I just find the tank very boring. If I was new to the game now, I really wouldn't enjoy playing this in this tank. So we are obviously going to show you an ace replay, and it's very situational. And the way I found playing this, especially on maps like Mines, which if you're going to play this tank, you will see a lot of this map. Because it's a lower tier, you only get a certain amount of maps. So there was two ways of playing this tank on this map. You could either rush the hill, because it has got a strong upper plate, so you can get up the hill and hopefully sort of go hold down up the hill, and enemies can only shoot your, thank you, only can shoot the top of your tank. Or you can play a long-range sniping game. And this is exactly what we're going to do here. We're just going to snipe, and we're just going to try and farm some damage in these sniping spots. So we do get a shot on the Lago, and we do get another one, putting him potentially down to a one-shot if we can high roll. So at the moment, we're just going to sit here. The enemy are capping the base. We get a shot on the Panzer III there. And as you can see, we're not spotted yet. We've dished out 380 or so damage. So we are doing okay. However, we do have a Panzer IV-D that's decided that he wants to be a TD for today. And he's just going to sit right behind me for a lot of the game. Kieran, stop. So the Lago now up there. We're going to wait to see if we can get a shot. Unfortunately, he is the other side of the map. There is a B1 in town, and there is the Panzer III as well. And again, I do apologise. He's trying to play with his toys on my desk right where my microphone is. And now he's actually talking into the microphone, but not actually talking. He's just moving his mouth up and down, pretending to talk. So, Kieran, you going to say hello?
Yeah.
Yeah? Say hello.
Stop.
Say hiya.
That's it.
Say hiya. Yep. So, back to the game. So, I've decided now to go and help my two teammates and rush these guys. 3 tanks on 2 is better than 2 on 2, especially when we haven't got the hit points. And this B1 is actually heavily well armoured. He's well armoured, and I think he is going to struggle to penetrate them. So we do bring the B1 down to a one-shot. Unfortunately, I couldn't save my Panzer IIIA, but we do manage to take out the B1, which now leaves me and the Panzer IV-D against this Panzer III, who is a one-shot. Now, we are both 2 tanks down. The Panzer III pokes out just enough for me to get a shot off. So I'm now on 2 kills. We're going to switch up. Are we going to switch up to the HE to get a shot on that mudder? I do get a shot on the mudder just before he goes out of sight. And now we are confident enough to poke round. There's a couple of one-shot tanks. We are full hit points, and I'm confident enough to now just flank around. The Lago goes. He's taken out. So it's Kieran. So it just leaves 3 tanks left. So I'm going to get behind this Panzer IIIA. We're going to get a shot in on him. And we're just going to back up and use this as much as we can before he reloads. He does get a shot, but he's only got a little alpha gun. Only does little damage. And we can do big damage, or biggish damage, to him. Now, one of my teammates is going to take a little shot on him, putting him down to a one-shot. Now, I do get shot either from the Mudder or the Hetzer. I think it was the Mudder. But we are now, it's 5 against 2. We're going to use the HE here to get a shot on the Mudder, 168. That was no high roll at all into that Mudder. We could do that on AP. We do get a nice bounce there. Unfortunately, we don't get that shot on the Mudder, but we are going to get a shot on the bottom plate of that Hetzer. He's now a one-shot. We are now a one-shot, so we just need to poke forward, and we need to clear him for our 4th and final kill. So we do end that battle on 1,700 damage, maybe 1,800. 1,764 damage. We do get the Ace Top Gun High Caliber, and we do make a little bit of credits. So that is the Hetzer, guys. Tier 4 of my worst tech tree line to grind. Come back tomorrow for Tier 5, of course. Now it's the Stug, and it's not the Death Toaster, which is one of my worst tanks ever. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsyreplays, and I'll catch you soon.